I'll give you a brief overview of some of the findings from the first 3 waves of the Nids survey. So, why panel data? The importance of panel data. Well, panel data, as opposed to cross-sectional data, is tracking the same individuals over time. So one clear example there that one can look at is the child support grant, right? And what impact that has on children. Okay, so then in terms of the Nids sample design, in 2008 we conducted interviews in 7,305 households, over 400 areas in South Africa. So basically what you see is that then the sample is growing over time. So it was 26,000 in wave 1, 28,000 and a half in wave 2, and 32,600 in wave 3. So this is just then highlighting the fact that we are dedicated to tracking those individuals that we interviewed in the first wave, right, through the second wave, through to the third wave. So as they move out of their households, some are young adults, they set up their own households, we follow them. And this is what this is reflecting. First is poor, 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 wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. The other permutation is non-poor, non-poor, non-poor. Another would be poor in wave 1, poor in wave 2, not poor in wave 3, and so on. And this would be the breakdown of the sample in terms of those permutations. These kind of nuanced findings are really only possible using the panel data, and this is where Nids is very useful. Okay, so then let's then talk about geographic mobility. So migration, of course, is one of the triggers affecting rates of poverty entry and exit. So the trends then in the residential movement hold important implications in that you can either have a mover who leaves a household, right, a mover who joins a household, and a mover who forms a new household. These are the kinds of dynamics that you can have with migration. Okay, so then we can also look at unemployment and household composition. So how do the unemployed survive? And we can look at what the effects of grants are on the strategy. And Nids then is ideal for this kind of this analysis. So the picture then in 2008 was that 60% of the unemployed were residing in households where there was at least one person employed. And then the next significant was about 19% of the unemployed residing in households where there were grants. So what you see here is that those who quit school having passed grade 10 only in 2008, very few of them were doing any studies. Right? So these may be just doing some sort of short-term computer courses and so on. So few of them were doing any kind of studying by 2012. Right? And a lot of them were Nids, so not doing anything. Right? No education, no employment, no training, and so on. And then also a very significant portion unemployed, and then some were lucky to find jobs, and this is that portion here, just over 20%. Right? Similarly with those who quit school after grade 11 by 2008, a similar kind of pattern there. Where there is some hope is that you see that those who've completed grade 12, a significant proportion of them, much more than the others, is carrying on with further studies. So again, interesting picture that one can see from this kind of analysis.